myself to stick to my methodology, adhere to it better, and then I think I'll be doing quite well. So
You got to make it your own for sure. Everyone's got to make it their own.
yeah,
Um,
but for me, I think it's just walking in with the right mindset and reminding myself of the important things rather than just having a checklist for, say, trading an HCS from an H4 zone. But what am I here to do, and what are my rules, and why am I following my rules, and just prepping myself beforehand so I
hmm
do the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hey Ivan, hey AL, hey Lock. Good win yesterday, Alan. Thanks for sharing. Or was it the day before? Day before now. GU. All right, here we are. So this was the initial plan for yesterday, and the one difference was this was a little bit higher than I expected. But after that, I haven't changed this one iota. So went up, retested monthly level, pushed up higher than I expected, took a little loss on it, gave it a second chance, price pushed down, secured most, bounced up again, which is this little bit, pushed down, into here, then had a pullback. Pullback is a little bit higher, but survived the runner survived. Then price pushed down to the original POI, 100 pips. Pretty much exactly 100 pips with the help of CPI that pushed it there. And then I took a long on that news. And this is something I was going to discuss later on. But this was a nice, easy, fundamental reason to take this trade. Just got in and then had to give it a wide stop loss because we get manipulation, and that overshoot was I wasn't sure how far this was going to dip down. Wish I took it from here. At that time, I had a buy and a sell going at the same time, which is not like me. So I'll leave it there because I'm going to make a video summary of this move and also this move, but I ran out of time last night. I had a friend's birthday, went to Indian, came home, had some curry dreams I think last night, so got late. Don't know how that happens. Oh, thanks Glenn. Yeah, give it a like, people, give it a like. Okay, took out the dojis and then up. You're talking about this one? Took out these dojis and then up, and then today now. The post CPI is always a little bit awkward because often the candle is a very wicky one. So that's our wiki one. So now what are we going to do? We're just sort of in the middle right now, back in this bloody range, man. For gold, hey Rob, thanks for booking in. I saw you on Monday booking in.
Awesome. Gee.
Today's going to be BS. I went straight to the point. So gold was a nice little push. I do want to talk about this. I should have foreseen this. This actually was one of the easiest trading opportunities that I've seen for a long time in terms of fundamentals. For this daily, this for sells yesterday, and I only got a little piece of it actually. I took a buy. I took a buy just like a typical news play, where price. This was the candle This is the news candle, this one right here. Okay, C130, CPI. And then price pushed up pretty strongly. And what do you think my buy move was?
Buy sell.
I bought, but
Trade
where do you
off the
think the
retest.
trade would have been?
I reckon you bought here. Or the close of that candle.
Close, close. I bought here. I bought there for basically like a pushed up and then just did the 8 times out of 10. Like that's like a little micro triangle.
It's the high.
Made a high, retest the high. So like I took like 30 pips out of it with
Did you
spread.
see price action on the 1 minute or something, or you just jumped in knowing it was going to push back up?
Yeah, 1 minute was looking good. So it was more 5 minute as well. So if we look at the 1 minute, the 1 minute had pushed up. So this is the first minute. Sorry, 1 second.
Yep.
This is the first minute, second minute, third minute, fourth minute, fifth minute. This one here. So now what's that candle looking like? On
Top
a
wick, halfway up, body halfway up.
yeah. And what does the news brought into the market? Momentum and volume.
Yeah.
That's
Pull
what
back long again.
that's what the 5 minute candle was looking like.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it was just a wick fill.
Yeah, nice.
But remember, like going back to that boxer mentality for scalps, you're in and out, you're in and you're out of range. Get in, do like your little 1-2, and then get out.
Yep.
And then I was waiting to see what would happen, and then it was only after the fact I was like, oh shit, the sells were one of the easiest plays. Now that I've thought about it, that could have happened. Why? Is because with news, when you've got like a big news like NFP, CPI, FOMC, or some other like news that's like waiting to happen that is in favor at the moment, or the narrative that's holding a lot of weight. Inflation, when CPI came out, or when FOMC comes out, usually there's two scenarios. If it was just one scenario, it would be priced in very easily, and they wouldn't really, when the news comes out, it wouldn't really shake the market. That would then therefore be like a yellow folder, or maybe an orange folder. But CPI, these red folder ones, what they do is they create like 2, sometimes 3 options. What does that do? That gives them options to like manipulate the market. Very rarely you'll see just one scenario. And then like, so say CPI comes out, it was either going to be higher than expected, or it's going to be, or could be as expected, which would have a similar effect as it'd be like a sort of diluted version of higher or lower, and then you've got lower than expected. Each one of these leads to a scenario. And then think about currency strength. Okay, so if we have high CPI, so let's just put this here, higher than expected, as expected, or lower than expected. Think about what it's going to do with USD and stocks, equities. If it comes out as higher than expected, it's justifying the Fed position to keep interest rates where they are. Potentially, it's going to they're going to look at the job market then, if it's higher than expected, and then is the labour market still strong? And it is. So that would lead to potentially another interest rate hike, or holding rates higher for longer. That would then lead to USD strength. USD goes up, equities down. Make sense? If it comes out as expected, we'll probably see like a doji formation where it goes up and down. There's a lot of volatility. We'll probably see USD range or initially go strong, but we'll see most of everything sort of just that's a big whipsaw. If it's lower than expected, then what we're going to see, USD will probably lose some strength, probably go down a little bit. Equities would go up. And if USD is losing strength, then you would think that because we're trading gold in that US session, that gold is gold over USD. So if USD loses strength, you would think that it would see gold go up. Because if USD is weakening, we should see gold rise. But there's only so much money. So where's if CPI was lower than expected, where would money be going from one area to another? Lower expectations is going to lead to also a decrease in fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which leads to the rise in equities. You'll see gold capital will outflow from gold into business because there's more potential. Like it's a risk environment now. Let's bet. So each one of these scenarios is basically going to lead to gold going down. And there's a commonality then, that this CPI reading had 3 options. All of them led to gold going down. So, made sense to look for sells, didn't it? It was something I hadn't thought through properly at the start. I was just thinking, I was being a little bit slow, I guess. I was looking at the first scenarios, but I never actually thought through each scenario until afterwards it became quite clear. Then I was thinking I should have been in sells, but price was down here, then I was busy, and then price went up and then came down. Anyway, that was a little recap. We're here now for the German market is open. Thank you, Sarah. We'll cover this again tomorrow in our study session. We'll bring the fundamentals back into it. We'll look at more technicals as well. So tomorrow's session will be lit. Now, after CPI, often we have liquidity above. We have liquidity below, and we're bang smack in the middle. So we've taken the Asian low already. I'm gonna have to see where this one goes. Given that the 30-minute candles are closing bearish, creating their resistance, 1 hour candle closed bearish, but it made a higher high. So Wickfield makes sense initially. I would be, because it's in the range, I would say, if I had to look at this, I would say sells make more sense. We just need to break and close underneath here. But I'm not sure if that's going to be so easy. I'd actually think I'd be rather looking for some longs. this candle, if we're thinking 1-to-1 from the euro volume, that would potentially look at breaking down to about this 1580, which can be done. That's possible. But I think I might do like a little false break. 1-to-1 above it would probably look a bit easier, I think. And we're sort of been making these higher lows. And you can notice like this is like a liquidity candle. This is a liquidity candle. So yeah, I prefer the longs. That's one thing I haven't checked yet because I was running a bit late. Forex Factory. Is these GDP numbers that came out. So, okay, I guess good. Oh, look at this. That's all green. All green numbers. So a wall of green. So you'd think that'd have to be, you know, production's higher than expected, manufacturing is higher than expected, business investments higher than expected. They're expecting bearish numbers, retractionary numbers. French CPI came out better than expected. We're going to have Italian trade balance later on. All of these don't hold much impact. But I'd have to say I'm looking for longs, given that business expectations is better, and we're in a uptrend, and we've been ranging for so long. But the market can do funny things post CPI. So we've tried to break out of this range already twice now. So which way is it going to finally break out? I would say looking for longs makes sense. I'd rather take a loss looking for a long than take a loss looking for a sell, just because recency bias makes me think that this candle's bearish, so I should look for sells. Whereas these guys could be setting themselves up for best possible price points and looking to pull sellers into the market so they can buy to, in essence, a sell to buy.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. 4 hour. Kind of do want to keep this chart though. I don't want to, because I have to find it tomorrow. So this is the support area. This whole area now is your support area. Is this lower than that one? Equal lows. So we're equal lows here that could be swept. So let's wait for that initial little push to the downside. Sweep these equal lows, push into this support area. Got a liquidity candle. So I can mark that guy, that fella. Check the 3 hour. 3 hour could take, because this is an Asian session, doji. Oh, it's got the first hour of euro as well, but definitely a support area. It's got to sweep its own like little mini range. Equal lows, liquidity candle, little doji to be taken, Asian high. Everything's contained within this candle, this big one. Everything, all within the body. So let's have a look here. So this is like a little order block as well. Manipulated order block. If Akshay's here, you can confirm. Where's my red box? Let's check the 1 hour. Yeah, it looks like that was the... Would be nice if it sort of poked its tail down a little bit deeper. Maybe we'll give it another go. But these longs are looking good. Another little one. Another one. Looks like pound's starting to fly now. So I've got 2 little trades going on pound Aussie. I think this is a swing trade though. So I had one trade on, and then this one that just pipped me into my second trade. So I'm pleased with the CPI spike on the pound Aussie. Gold is, yeah, I'd imagine we'd sell off in gold, but I'm not going to touch that till New York session. Yeah, I'm just uncertain about the timing for this one. Seems... Remember the last couple of days of trading streams, the move became a lot clearer at 8:35. So what I'd look for, do we have any manipulation? Any manipulated areas? I want to see a proper sell maneuver by the big boys. So I want to see something like this. Somewhere. I'm going to study this area. I haven't really studied that area yet, but I'd like to see something like this happen in Euro London session, and then see us break that area. Trend reversal. Okay, so let's see. Kind of got it up here, but this was in the Asian session, like this area. So closing above the Asian high could be really nice to look for pullback longs. Now let's study the 5 minute. There's another little zone here. Then we've got liquidity pool. So there is a support right there. Yeah, that might have been it actually. That might have been the resistance being broken above. Coming back and grabbing liquidity from here.
15 minutes forming quite a nice engulfing candle there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was... I think this might have been the prime entry to have taken. Right on the open. But I don't particularly like that one. Sarah, did you take a sell on this one? Could you usually give it a go for the breakout, don't you? You didn't take that one. It's looking like a smart move. 2 wiki? Okay, cool. Yeah, if the hour candle would close stronger, it might have had more oomph to push down.
Good morning, Hayden.
Hey buddy, how are you?
Good.
Hey, Action.
Good. Hello. So, if you go to the daily on the German 40, we discuss about that area where price can tap into. So
Up here.
price already tap into this area.
Yeah.
Now this candle is closed like a attempted FU. So we can still say that this is already manipulation happen here. Obviously not so greatest manipulation, but if you go to the 4 hour now, so on 4 hour, what this candle did was it just negated the previous candle. So why this was a strong FU candle, you can say. So why next immediate candle has to negate that candle? That means they want to push to the downside. Another this one is, you can call this as a HCS, because this candle broke the previous candle high and closed inside that candle. So not so good HCS was there on the 4 hour. But if this candle is closing strong FU candle or attempted FU candle, that means this is also another confirmation that we want to push to the downside. Because all this you can consider that as a liquidity. And another good confirmation will be if the price able to break this FU low. So if once we are crossing this thing, we will continue pushing to the downside. Because why? Just based upon support resistance, let's say this was our resistance was here, support was to the downside. So we did the first manipulation here. People took a sell here, and a lot of people who took a buy here. Now they can move to the downside, but for us, we need that confirmation. That confirmation can be if this 4 hour is closing bearish, or if someone is looking for entry, they can anticipate that this 4 hour going to close bearish, and they can write this more to the downside. Because once price is leaving this thing, we will be going to this thing, as well as we're at the low here. We have a doji candle, lot of doji candles are here. So we can tap into that area. But for that to be confirmation, we need this 4 hour to close bearish. If we go to the 2 hours now, so on 2 hours, we already did the we did the HCS formation. Not again, this is not a greatest one. Price didn't came back to the upside that much, so probably price can come back either upside in this area, and then maybe from that area we can again get a sell opportunity. Maybe you can also get your buy opportunity, but that can be a scalping to push to the upside, at least getting 30 pips, 40 pips, and maybe after that. But if this candle is again, if this 2 hour candle is closing bearish one, we are creating HCS. That means they are not interested to take out this liquidity then. Now if you go to the hourly, okay, so on hourly we already created HCS here. So you can see if price is respecting this high, we can still push to the downside. Obviously we left something on this liquidity in this area also. So depending upon how the candles are forming in this area, that can decide either if price is breaking this high, we can go all the way to the till here, and depending upon how price reacting to this area, then we can decide are we want to hold that a long position, or we want to close our position and wait for the better entry. If let's say price reacting to this area and getting another manipulation to the downside, then maybe probably price wanna push to the downside afterward. Right now we are just in the range here, in this kind of range.
So it sounds like you're leaning to sells more longer term.
Yes. Because if you look at that weekly candle, obviously today is the last day for the weekly candle. The weekly candle is not that much strong, pushing to the upside. This is kind of closing like a doji. Obviously we still have 12 hours remaining, but if this closing like a doji one, then maybe next weekly candle can come upside, taken out this liquidity, and then start moving to the downside. Because people think that, oh, the doji candle or price created support, now we can push to the upside. But they have to see the bigger picture also, why this candle has to immediately we created a all-time high, or you can say this was a previous resistance. Why this candle has to broke this high and then immediately price start moving to the downside? Because people who took a buy, usually they put their stop losses at the swing. So either price can come back downside, and maybe from bottom area we can again start pushing to the upside, because the indices has usually bullish momentum, just a pullback and again bullish momentum.
We'll have to see. The thing what I see is I'm actually, the way that the inflation battle is going, I'm actually seeing it just more upside, and that every time we have hit a new high, all-time high, it's been met with a strong reaction. This one here broke the high, but this one here broke the high as well, and it corrected all the way just down to another price point. Then we've got another one across here, and price pushed up. Okay, and we've had these strong candles faded out very quickly by a couple other ones, and like after we had this big move, doji wiki candle, faded out, kept on pushing on the way to the new all-time high. This is kind of looking like a fake out now. If this is starting to form, all these wicks in this area, this is kind of like the fake out. That there was a time that the ECB could have really like gone really aggressive, but it would have been around this point that they, at the main refinancing rate, they turned dovish, which has been leading to these rallies. And once we do hit an all-time high, we're followed by a correction. So I'm less confident of that correction for this.
For bullish momentum also, we can just wait for the next weeks. Let's say if you go to the daily again, so for the bullish momentum, let's say we want to see that bullish momentum. So price breaking above, closing above, and then we get our manipulation in this area. Then we can again, because we left this liquidity in the form of doji upside also. So we can, but right now we are just consolidating. If prices just leave this area to the upside, then maybe we get our swing buy opportunity to push the all-time high again.
Yeah, they're gonna need to accumulate a lot of orders either way to either now push for a new all-time high or finally break the backs of this bull run and push down. So yeah, it's a tricky one. Today's not the day to risk on a Friday.
Yes. Yeah, Friday is usually, if you don't see your usual setup, you don't have to take an entry.
Yeah, like I do like the buy, that little buy there, even though I was looking for it just to push a little bit deeper into this little area. It took the euro low, like this is the Frankfurt Open candle from 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is Frankfurt Open volume, and we tap the low and then have a rejection. And this is something that Terry was saying yesterday as well, that often he will see like that little reaction from a euro high, euro low. That makes sense. I'm not convinced that that's the low of the day. Well, the low of this session. And that's why I'm not going to be taking anything. Even if it starts breaking out here now, it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't take breakout trades like that. I need to see, maybe if we're breaking higher, then to see there's a little bit of stuff in here. But I would really like to see something, and that was, I guess, two of the trades this week was simply, it wasn't quite there at the time of the open, but the price action developed in the London session, which gave a clearer read. The fact that this candle was a little bit lower, this one here, than here, I wouldn't be surprised if this still sweeps. Plus you've got the double bottom from yesterday still to be taken out. I'm going to look for 50 pips. Either way. I'm not going to look for home run today. But if this was a support, we're just slash resistance, waiting to see if this can turn into a support. We need to let it play a little bit more. What's this, Kathleen? Hey, I just went long, took my DAX 20 points, looking long, also looking long term. Great, awesome. 20 points. So you took the long from under here. Good job. Glad to see people getting pippage already. So this is actually alright. These two, isn't it? Two of these little 3-minute ones. Be interesting to see if this holds. That would be like this could be like a 5 pip scalp. If it closes underneath here, just get out of it. I'm not going to take this, but this will be a paper trade. We'll just say we entered here. This will be the paper trade. If it closes under here, like if it closes, this is how I would manage a trade like this. Is a hard stop loss is not here. Hard stop loss is when it closes underneath here, just close it. So it's a theoretical hard stop, but I just don't want to get stopped out by a candle that wicks down and then pushes up. To me, I'd say that's not really a valid wick. Only because of that we got this little HCS that was technically your little resistance. Now it's come back and retested, become your support. It's not a perfect one because you really want this to be higher than here, like close higher. To then say it's a like this. TRP. Trend reversal. The day after CPI sucks as well.
I like the original assessment Hayden sell to buy play.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want
Like
to
that.
take a trade in the range.
At the Euro and Asian low, or maybe even the 50% of that 4-hour wick and then push up.
Mm-hmm.
Some upper wick. That's what I'm thinking.
Sarah's long already. Alan, you as well?
Okay.
Trying to figure out my super coach. I forgot to do it. I've got to make it somehow. Got to fit in a player that I can't afford before the game starts in 30 minutes. Okay, 7 more minutes and then we can yeah, that's right, Dave. Not a bad little risk reward, this option, if it can survive the noise. Sort of just waiting here. Gosh, it's not really doing much, is it? Yeah, it's a slow start, Glenn.
Ooh.
What's my plan this morning? I'm looking for longs. This is like a little paper trade, just basically just testing the waters to see little resistance that was created and seeing if this holds up as a support. I'm not actually in this trade. I'm looking for more. I'm looking for this area to actually be taken. But then usually the moves for this week have been more coming after 8:35 that I've seen. So I wonder if this is now going to be the start of that move. After CPI, I'm always a little bit cautious. So, but this would have been like a prime example of just resistance turn to support. Pretty decent risk reward for like a little micro scalp. Would have been up 10 pips. The initial risk would have been around 5, even if you got up in there, where it's like then closer to 7 to 7. Could secure some and then just see if we can ride the wave out. But I think this is a dangerous area to be. I wouldn't be risking much in this area. What if it breaks above this resistance and retests it for a long entry? Yeah, I can get around that. I can get around that for sure. So I would be probably careful of this zone, like this whole area. That would be, this is a like an order block. This is some structure. Got a real fast candle that moved up very quickly once it broke into here. Came to a top. Clean candle back down, little bounce, and then break under, and then push down. So this was a buy to sell move. That happened later in the session. I think what was happening around the same time here in the US was the bond market was dropping. So I need to read a little bit more into that. But something happened here, some sort of manipulation happened here. So this would be a zone that I could imagine that once we break inside of it, we can go to the top, but we might get rejections off this 16,000 handle. So those break of the highs, so currently breaking this little tiny doji at the top of the Asian session, that would be, I think the pathway, just depends what time it's going to do it, because we're starting to run out of time for this initial period. So I can imagine it doing something like this. I can imagine it being fairly clean if it can break out of here. Otherwise, I would look for, I'd rather look for buys in this like area. Yeah. Yeah, you called it, Ivan. I didn't have much expectations for it for the morning after CPI. I'm happy for this to be a no trade day, no trade session, rather than forcing something. Because look at the volume. The volume sucks. Or it could just be like that late volume that comes in.
Walk away and leave it and don't take a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like we've just been in this range now since last Thursday. And we've had 2 fake outs. Fake out 1, fake out 2. And this was a 4-hour candle. No, was this the 4-hour? One of these is the 4-hour bullish candle. I think it might have been this one. And then it was negated by a 4-hour bearish high wick candle. So it's like there's obviously confliction in here. And then where price is currently is bang smack in the middle, isn't it? So as soon as we can close underneath this, we can start pushing into these wicks. You can sort of see how like these clear on the 3-minute, but how this one and then this one, how this is actually supporting price right now. It's about this time that I go get a coffee, and then price goes up. When I get the coffee, it goes up. So let's see. Let's test that theory out. I'll be right back. All right. Back.
Didn't work, Hayden.
No. Thought it was frozen for a second. Looked like it just literally didn't move.
All right, my turn. I'll go make a cup of tea.
Your turn, yeah. You shorted here from 53 on the 5-minute chart. Targeting the 20. Oh, the bottom of here. So just playing like this range idea. Yeah, we've got a few more candles. What's the 15-minute candle? How'd that close? A little doji. I mean, this does look like a little... No wick though. On the last bull candle when it retested. Yeah, it's looking rough. It's just been doing nothing. I'll get rid of this little thing because I'm not actually trading it. More just to see if it could push up from there, but ooh, fish and chips. Damn, I love good fish and chips. The only thing I don't like about fish and chips though is, oh, there you go, little Greek salad too. Yeah, definitely. That's the thing about fish and chips is that it's too. If it's just fish and chips, I feel horrible afterwards, even though it tastes delicious at the time.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you walk past a fish and chip shop and you go, oh god, that smells so good, and then about 10 minutes later, after you've gorged yourself on it, you go, oh god, that feels so good.
Yeah, too greasy. But when you have like a salad with it, but a Greek salad is perfect with it.
Yeah. I'll send some over for you boys, okay, and girls.
Sounds delicious.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'm not going to hang around too much longer. This is trash. I think I'd rather save my energies for New York.
Yep. Nice one. See you later.
Catch you, buddy.
Bye.
All right. Well, yeah, I think on that, I think this is a no trade session for me. Day after CPI. I'm not too interested in just watching this do this. Got some things I want to test out, so I think I might make better use of my time. How's that sound for everyone? Yeah. Yep, it's important to know when to trade and when not to trade. So days like this, I'm sure there'll be volume late, but it's better to wait and see something that's like really clear. And this area here just looks like, for me, that I might as well just go give my money to the guy that sits on the bridge. He'd make better use of it than me trying to use it here. So I'm going to set an alert for probably this area. I'll be interested to look in and see what happens if this goes off around this 15.910 mark, and also down the bottom here 15.880. I'm only really looking for buys from around maybe this zone as well, 15.860. I don't think I'm going to take a short today on this, not unless it's maybe up around here where my target kind of was. So I think that's a fairly sound idea. Then what I'll do is I'll try to create some more content. Yeah, maybe for Vassal this is going to go well. He was targeting 1920, 15.920. Finally broke through here, but yeah, cool. Alrighty, well, it was a slow session, so that's me done. I'm not gonna hang around. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you all for I'll see the YouTube audience for next oh, I forgot to put sweetener in Partners Coffee. No, maybe I can't remember. Anyway, I'll see you guys for Monday London Open, and I'll see some of you other guys for New York session. All right. Well, trade safe. Good luck. Don't have a risk. I'll see you soon.
Cool, thanks, Hayden.
Take care everyone. See you. By the way,